You can open James pack.
What's up, everyone? It's the Ghost from the Ghost Corporation here today, and I'm here with
Kevin.
And so, what did you do today?
I miraculously made top 8 in a box tournament.
Ooh, okay. What did you play today?
I played Pen Magicians.
It's still alive.
Man.
Oh my God, that deck's still alive. What? How? What? Okay, let's get into the deck profile.
All right, so let's read the shitty box.
Hey. No, I never played.
I run 1 Aether. I could do Sloth, but I was just contemplating between builds. I run Zephyr U just because I want to counter trap just in case if people were to run Dark Ruler no more. I don't expect it now, but I run it in case just because I'm afraid it might happen. 1 Destrudo just because this allows me to go into synchros, most likely FA Dawn Dragster or Borload Savage Dragon. Tempest is a good extender as well when you usually get it off Elpie's effect or Jagged Ravines effect. Usually it's Jagged Ravines effect just because the shoot is more important. But yeah, this is just used to potentially make rank 7 or just make Savage entirely. For the engines, we got the Magician engine. For one of it's Black Fang, Dragon Caller, and Dragon Pit. Dragon Caller just in case if you don't get Dark Worm in time. Black Fang just because it's a level 4 target, and Dragon Pit just in case if there's a Mystic Mine. Also, it's a level 7 just so you can use it to make Odd Eyes Absolute. On the Magicians is 2 Harmonizings just because you can add it. You can add it off Pen Call, and so is Purple Poison just because. And I run 2 just because I can't not run in fact that just says pop a face up card.
The outs.
Chronograph engine. This is the only reason why you run this Garnet, but yeah, free special summon and potential extender.
Oh, duh, yeah.
Mythical Beast engine. I only run 2. I understand that people run 3-2, but I really didn't want to see Master Cerberus that much, and that's why I ran 2.
Did he get Ash today?
No.
Okay, good.
3 Curtain Raiser. The only reason it's usually 2, but the only reason why I run 3 is because of Allure of Darkness, and that's just to potentially extend or just go into something in case.
Oh yeah, because majority of the deck's dark.
Yeah. 3 Dark Worm, 1-0. Everyone understands why it's usually 1 nowadays. People do 2 of these. I do 3 just because I want to see it. And if I can miraculously do Pen Call, Ditch, Darkworm, that's just already the nuts. 1 Magister, 1 Indian Mind Master and Magic. This, I was testing this. It didn't do much, but I know that this did a lot, so I could do 2 of this.
Yeah.
3 Servant, and everyone knows what Servant is.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Servant's good. Servant's good.
Spells, 1 Foolish Burial, just because we know what to send. 1 Dragon Ravine. I really don't care if I get this in hand or not, because later on I'm just gonna add it with Romulus.
Yeah.
And this is like the legit reason to send Tempest to Graveyard instead of Destroyer, just because of what I mentioned before about extending later on, because like I mentioned before, Destroyer is way more important.
Did you ever open that in hand?
No, and I'm happy I didn't.
Lucky you.
Somewhat, like at least 3 times, but I still won. 1 Upstart, just because it's a spell card that allows server to go off. 2 Shrines. It used to be 3, but I cut it to 2 just because I just don't want to see it that much. If I were to just have a weird hand that I have 2 Shrines and Foolish or something like that, but yeah, that's why I keep it at 2. 2 Duelist Alliances because it's a way to see Pen Call. I prefer 2 than 3 just because like the numbers is just fine with like that. 2 Pen Call. This or not 3. I just don't like 3. I like having 2 just because it just doesn't get in the way. 3 Allures.
Hold cease.
Only to potentially extend, and the same thing with Into the Void. This allows me to draw a card, and I can potentially extend off that. 3 Spell Power Mastery just to add Endymions just so I can start off my play. So usually if you have a random spell card that it could extend and you have this in hand, you go Mastery first just so you could get Servant started, something like that. Yeah. And the 1 trap card is Zephyr Divine Strike. Just because New is a card.
Okay, let's move on to the extra deck.
Yep.
I'll give him another life token.
Feel sorry. For extra deck, I run Electromite just because of that one. Sad face.
Sad.
One LP just because this is the extender, and I'm happy this didn't get hit. Unlike Arcapine. Arcapine got hit just because, well, it's the extender that allows you to get negates and so on. This one is likely going to get Ash or Permanence or something if your opponent times it correctly, which is most likely just because they should know how to play around this card by now.
Yeah.
Triple Burst just because it's a Link 3 Dragon that points down. It's a good target. Yeah, you could consider other targets, but this is just the most generic one that anyone goes to. I run Absolute just because it's the excuse to go to Vortex, and you usually make this through either hard drawing 7s or just using Harmonizing Effect just a special a 7, and then later on using LP just to a special Destrudo or Tempest just to overlay it to this card in the first place just so you can get it. No. Because I'd rather have Vortex. Romulus just because it's the excuse to have it being Chainlink 1 than it Chainlink 2, so I can save Absolute. Romulus allows me to add Ravine, which allows you to get Tempest in the grave in the first place, so you can go off. Hermetic Shield, Heavenly Spheres, just because it's the end link that you want to make usually every time when you go first and then set up a board. I usually attribute this just about a threat that my opponent has, that or what my friend James taught me is just to bounce my own Electromite that was equipped through Savage Dragon. Lambda, this could be B-Cop, but at this point it really doesn't matter. It's just a generic Link 2 that's an effect monster that could potentially help me to make Warlord.
You forgot to say it was Euro.
Oh my god, most cards I have are Euro-ish.
Yeah, man, you got shout out to Euro. Shout out to Chris. Christopher Lascaria.
Bulbasaur just to go for the kill. You could play Sarija. I only play it just because it's a Dragon Link 4 that could help me extend. This could be a Ploso, but I haven't really tested a Ploso. So that's why I run this card. It was alright today. I made it once, and it just worked out. Abyss Dweller, just because it's a generic rank 4, and most other meta relevant decks run effects that have effects that occur in grave.
Yeah.
F8 on Jackster just because it's a generic level 7 that can do spell or trap effect negates, which is pretty good. Warlord Savage, which is an option that you could make off Tempest and level 1 Destrudo when you target a level 6 on the field. This is great too. Ignister just to out big cards.
Not even at Mr. Man.
Nope, but it's still a good option to have. On Ice Vortex just because it's the target that you. Yeah.
Okay, just keep going, guys.
It's the card that you bring off Absolute always. And Star Venom because I don't want my opponent to see that I'm siding an extra deck card as I'm siding, because that just gives them knowledge that, oh, they know I'm playing Super Poly. Speaking of side, let's go to side.
Is there a reason why you choose this one? Specifically, you don't like the Predator plan, you don't like any other potential, or do you just not like? Do you just believe that?
This is the most generic one you could make. I could run that 3 dark Predator plant one, but this is easier, and my opponent's not guaranteed to have like 3 darks on the field. Usually it's 1 or 2 because they could awkwardly end on a Dingirsu, for instance. But yeah, I just prefer having the 2 dark monsters just in case. That's why I run Star Venom most of all. For side is 2 Danko just because of back row. I hate back row.
Did you see against Cash Strikers?
Yes, and it failed.
Haha.
2 Pankratops just because it's a generic pop. Also, it's a level 7 body that allows me to special summon itself so I can potentially go off. 2 Lava Golem just because it's an inherent out, so it just outs big threats in case, like Thunder Dragons or something. 3 Nibiru. Unfortunately, I haven't really tested it, but I went with 3 just in case if I were to face Orcust all day, because if it's pure Orcust, they likely wouldn't have the Azathoth and Nyarla, but fortunately I didn't face Moonlight Orchis, which could easily make that. So, but even when I cited this in, I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
3 Super Poly, just because.
But they're not secrets.
You suck.
Damn. Okay. Well, because it outs big boards that I likely won't know, but it's a great generic out even against Mirror Mesh, so I can make my own Vortex in case. Usually this goes into Star Venom or whatever target a person chooses, but yeah, for me it's just 2 targets. 3 Evenlies, just because, as I mentioned before, I don't know what I'm facing. But if I were to face Dracos, for instance, then this would be a great out against them. And it would actually work today. Yeah, and against strikers as well. But yeah, that's my profile.
Okay. Is there anyone that you would like to shout out today?
I'd like to shout out the Ghost Corps just for helping me out. And I can't believe I actually made top 8 because I'm bad at this game.
Oh no.
But yeah, it was fun.
Okay. That's it, everyone. If you like the video, go ahead and smash that like button and consider hitting that subscribe button and tapping that notification bell so you never miss a new video. This has been the Ghost Corporation coming at you with a top 8 Pendulum deck profile. Thanks for watching.